क्या बताता है वो। हम्म। हाँ।
Here's the replay. Watch how he goes past his man with such ease, and it's just a change of pace. But there's still plenty for him to do. Under all sorts
क्या
of pressure from the defender, he's just able to keep it at bay and finishes with aplomb. It's a great goal.
हमें यहाँ पता ही नहीं है हमें तो। हाँ ये कह सकते। शिट यार, पास करना चाहिए था, वो पीछे आ भी गया था, गधा जैसे लेके जाने लगे हम। देख नहीं रहे हैं आजकल हम सही से। पहले बेटर नहीं, पहले हम ये करते थे कि देखते थे। क्यों होगा भाई? हाँ। एकदम बगल में मारा है आके। अरे यार, अबे नहीं, शुरू के वो होते हैं ना कि शुरू शुरू के 22 मिनट में 3-4 गोल हो जाएंगे, उसके बाद वही लेके बैठे रहेंगे हम। और मेरा माइंड शुरू में तेज चलता है, उसके बाद छंग लग जाता है उसको। नहीं यार, मैं प्लेयर नहीं लग रहा है। खुशी की बात तो ये है कि हम ब्रॉडकास्ट भी कर रहे हैं। भेजोगे एलवन दबा के? हाँ। अबे नहीं, जब तुम अभी कर रहे हो एलवन दबाओ, देखो आगे सामने वाला जो भी प्लेयर होगा वो भाग जाएगा आगे। तुम मार दिए होगे वो। अबे अबे तुम्हारा प्लेयर हमें दिखा ही नहीं।
It ought to be the goalkeeper's ball. Mbappe.
अरे
Slipshod passing. Walker.
पटी ने कान
And take it away. Out of play. England throw in coming up. Griezmann. And quick thinking defensively. An alert piece of defending.
बोले थे ना तुम देखो
Saka.
22 मिनट में चार गोल करके हम बैठ जाएंगे। अबे गधे। अच्छा ठीक है भाई सही है ये सही रहता है सेम टीम में खेलो तो अच्छा लगता है।
Oh, super piece of play. And in with a real chance.
अमन
On the post.
एक तो आना था मेरा पोल वाला।
With that clearance. England using width to good effect here. Kane. And defensive play to be applauded. Kylian Mbappe. Konate. Aurelien Tchouameni. And it's a quality pass. Crucial piece of defending. And short it is. Just the challenge that was required.
अबे कब गया ये?
Saka. Running with the ball confidently.
अमा यार
And a goal this time. Applying the finishing touch. Just what the...
अबे यार बैक साला वो अबे 24 मिनट के अंदर मेरा ना अंगूठा का मसल जो होता है
It is again, and it's all
वो गर्म हो चुका है
they're so quick to get out from the back.
तो होने लगा।
Couldn't hit this any better. What a great finish this is. Kolo Muani. Determined defending.
अबा
Grealish. Well, it could be on for him here. Oh, superb.
तुमको
Massive credit to the keeper. Well, he's so hard to beat in these situations. It's brilliant.
पास वाला बंदा नहीं तुमको थोड़ा सा उधर लेके जाना था ना।
Harry Kane. He can't hold on to it. And with that, the attack fizzles out. It comes to absolutely nothing. Kolo Muani. And he's in. Must finish. Oh, it's a really well-timed challenge. Harry Kane. Kane.
गांड पड़ गई ना तुम्हारी एक प्लेयर को देख के गांड पड़ गई तुम्हारी।
Rabiot. Well, approaching half-time on the home side, very much in charge here, Stuart. Your thoughts?
Well, when they play like this, they're such a good team to watch. Their passing, movement and finishing have been of the highest quality. If they continue to play at this pace for the rest of the game, who knows how many they could score.
Mike Maignan. And Upamecano.
अबे मेरे अंगूठे में दर्द हो रहा है अभी तो हम टाइम ले रहे हैं।
Aurelien Tchouameni. It's got to be. That is how to keep it out of the net.
बड़ी जल्दी नहीं हो गया? देखो एग्जैक्टली हाँ सही में। हम लोग को प्रेशर डालना बंद करना होगा, पूरा कंट्रोलर की चोट देते हैं हम लोग। दर्द इतना हाथ में पूरा दर्द हो जाता है और हल्के हाथ से खेलते नहीं बनता।
Well, I don't think you can believe it. That's such an easy save in the end.
France being afforded too much space here, but nothing comes of it. Good defending it was. Ibrahima Konate. Rabiot. Is this the moment?
अरे यार एल्बन दब गया।
That chip was very positive.
Well, I'm not sure that was the right option. It's a really
हाँ
wasted
ये भी है।
chance.
Declan Rice. Henderson. And France have it back now. Distributing it well. Mbappe. Oh, this looks useful. Oh, magnificent save.
Well, he's just pulled off a great save there. What reaction from the goalkeeper that was.
Now, how about the short corner? Griezmann. He succeeds in
मैं कॉर्नर दूंगा।
short corner it is. Griezmann. On to Rabiot. Could be. Nicely blocked.
अब इस साइड से
And a short corner, let's see. Griezmann. A glorious chance. Well, it might still work out for them. Griezmann. Very quick thinking there. Shaw. Cutting it back. And tidy defensive play. Counter-attacking, very much an option. Kylian Mbappe. Hernandez. Mbappe. Still possibilities. And it goes! At the second time of asking. And the
हमने
keeper
मारा।
just hung out to dry.
Well, as you can see, the
लेकिन
first
बढ़िया
goal
गोल
is
तो
a
नहीं
good
था
one,
यार।
but they can't react quickly enough to the second one. The keeper's a bit unlucky, really.
हाँ वो दिखता नहीं कभी, अगर हमको दिखा नहीं होता तो नहीं पड़ती। चलो यार।
Coman.
अरे यार
And out of play, the pass nearly worked out, but not quite. Theo Hernandez. Good high press. closer. And there it breaks down, but credit to the defence. And the counter-attack is on. Options available. Mbappe. Do they have the guile to open up the defence? Looking for the angle.
ये अच्छा तोहरी छेदा में लबेदा घुस जाएगा.
Well, here's the replay, and you see it was a good finish. But the keeper at his near post has to do a lot better. He's got to have that near post covered for me.
Possession lost by France. Decisive pass. A goal! How about that? He's put it away to make it a hat-trick.
Well, here you can see
क्या मारा है लेकिन ना.
great strength and a composed finish under pressure. That's a top-class goal.
साला एक गोल तो मार, एक बेइज्जती गोल जो मार दियो ना. गलत. देख लो कहाँ घुसे.
Well read to win possession back. Griezmann. And it's the vision of Griezmann into the ball. And there is the goal! He's found the net. Joy unconfined.
लोटस टेम्पल जरूर है.
Well, here we can see it again. It's a beautifully weighted ball behind the back line. And what a finish from Mbappe.
11% था भाई चांस इसका.
No chance. It's such a powerful strike.
गांठ तो पड़ गई थी मेरी.
Jonathan Klaus. On to Konate. Rabiot. Theo Hernandez now. Mbappe. Inside he goes. Oh, how about that for a tackle? Foden. Did well to win the ball back.
अरे यार.
It's a good looking ball. There's still danger here. Danger averted for now. And they played their way into trouble.
तो नहीं देंगे.
Really good build-up, but no end product. Coman. And Coman has the chance.
अरे यार.
So near. And they will make the change now.
अरे यार. अबे मेरा कैसे इतना पोल पे लग जाता है. या तो हम इतना वो करके करते हैं कि गोल जाए ही जाए,
Unforced error. And
कि
it's going to be a
पकड़ ना पाए, इसलिए तुम कॉर्नर में ही मारने की कोशिश करते हैं हम.
Walker. And so into the final 5 minutes. Oh, good-looking run. And pure instinct from the keeper.
Well, a top-class reaction from a top-class goalkeeper.
पहले मारना चाहिए था.
And time for the change now.
तुम कीपर को आगे नहीं लाते हो क्या? जब तुमको लगे कि अब बॉल नहीं पकड़ में आएगी।
Now the cut back. Sterling. And not cleared away properly. And the time
भाई पकड़े हैं।
close. Well, that is how to play advantage. Pavard.
गधा।
So 3 minutes of stoppage time it'll be. Will he finish? Oh, that's an expert piece of
ओह
defending, just as it was looking threatening. Kolo Muani. Is this the moment? Oh, magnificent. And the referee's verdict is penalty kick.
पेनल्टी।
Well, some might say he's been fortunate to avoid being shown the card.
Well, I like that from the referee, just because it's a...
And he slots it home with confidence.
9-10।
Again, great composure to send the keeper the wrong way before striking it into the opposite side. That's an excellent penalty.
And there we have it, full time in this game, and 3 huge points picked up as they put a bit of distance between themselves and the rivals.
चलो भाई,
Well, they must be
4 के बाद 5 और पड़े तो
performance they were looking for from the talented Kylian Mbappe.
Well, that was as good as
वो
I've seen
एक्सपेक्टेड
from
गोल
him.
भी 6 का हुआ। तुम्हारा भी 3 का।
Inventive and of course critical. What a player he is.
ये देखो, बीटन बाय ओपोनेंट 41-43। ये अच्छा लगता है देख के। नहीं अच्छा लगा तुम्हें ये स्टैट्स? ऑन अरे यार, मेरी मीटिंग है क्या 10 बजे? कितने बजे? नाउ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड ब्लॉक स्टोर की मीटिंग है। वो मीटिंग ऑन कर दे। मीटिंग है मेरी, ऑन कर दी। रुको, हेलो, मीटिंग भी ऑन कर दिए हम।
Recording in progress.
हाँ, एक और जीतेंगे तो मेरा हो जाएगा कप। अभी बस 6 लोग हैं क्या? नहीं, 16 लोग हैं।
So, other than blocks or entities, the DBS object can come up and can still do allocations, reallocations, and IO. For the backing score.
थोड़ा सा एक बार
The changes are simple.
हालैंड को देख लें।
Return a UT to already access the existing allocator and making sure things happen. I'll probably send. I've made.
हालैंड
Partition table to that, but probably I'll take that out and put on top of master to that change and send out for review. The partition table will be that given some comments, have partially addressed them, so we get to address all of them. So we try to send them out to as well. These two are the top things that I spoke about. That's it for me.
Yeah, thanks, Vivek. Yeah, sure. So last week, I think spent most time getting the changes, comments addressed on the allocator reviews. So thanks, Vivek, for all the reviews. And all of them, all the initial ones are merged.
नहीं, ये यूएस वाले हैं। हम लोग का अभी जो प्रोजेक्ट है, मेरा वाला जो प्रोजेक्ट है अभी, वो ज्यादातर उसका मीटिंग रात को ही होता है। हमको काम भी करना है जो, वो भी चाइनीज है। उसकी बात हाँ, उसकी बात समझने के लिए ही हमको जो है बहुत टाइम लगता है। गेस करते हैं, हम बोल भी देते हैं कभी कभी कि थोड़ा धीमे बोलो।
Changes, nothing major. All the core functionality is in. And apart from that, we have worked on code reviews, so mostly looked at these changes, almost changes. So got that done. I think we are close
गधा।
to getting done. Apart from that, I started working on the video controller integration, essentially the workflow that will, get the allocator for a given turn and perform
ओ भाई।
every task before putting it out for use to forest, so that it's ready for use once the video is system. So that change is the skeleton of that is done. I was just doing the UT, and there were a couple of things that were hooks that needed to be put all over the place, right? Because they were initially disabled while we were moving the DPS code from NTN TV to util. So I pre-enabled all of that as part of this change. So I'll send it out for review now. And once most changes are checked in, then I'll integrate with that to actually create the wall, the allocator, perform the recovery, and return to make it ready for you. So plan to work on that this week. I think that's
भाई यार, अच्छा खासा लेके जा सकते थे तुम।
we are just having discussions with folks on various
हमें
subtopics.
तो लगा था गोल है, तुम फर्जी मारती वहां से।
Thanks, Amit. Rohit, you can go next. Yeah, so I have still to get back to my allocator changes. So I think review phase is mostly done, so I will start doing that now. Yeah, no other updates. Right.
It was a menacing attack, but tidied up.
Thanks, Rohit. Okay, we'll start with Abhinav.
Yeah, I'll share about it. So, Ayush and I are working on the design doc regarding a proposal from last meeting Thursday. So, we'll probably get it ready by Wednesday. I'll share it in the channel. That's all.
That's it.
कीपर को ट्रायंगल से।
Dhananjay?
Marco Asensio.
So I had a call with it last week regarding the 4K 1080 issue with Pure, and if they don't fix it in time, then how to go about it. It's not for DBS, it's mostly for 751. So we finalized one design. I mean, I was thinking about it. I don't see a problem with it, and do a utility prototype this week. We, it's going to be a open byte cluster. Yes.
Yeah, so it will not matter at all what the block size is with this, right? Because we will make a copy of every page that the block is writing before we update it in page. So if we crash and recover, we just copy the page. Oh, got it. Yeah. Okay.
We'll still need to write on mapping from like so we will have a fixed set of pages and then
Oh yeah, those pages will need to be factual bytes. Yeah.
yes. Yeah. So
Yeah, the record we write in them will be factual bytes. It's not more than
yes,
5 bytes.
yes.
But that record is going to be like 8 bytes. So
Per the 16 bytes, I guess. I mean, you need two blocks, like or at least 10 bytes or something.
yeah, something like that. So so the atomicity will not really matter at all.
Yeah. So but,
हम साथ साथ सुन भी रहे हैं अपने मीटिंग का, ठीक है?
At least whatever.
नहीं, पहले ही कह दें भाई, बहाना है मेरे पास। वैसे भी हमने तो बेइज्जती गोल मार ही दिया है।
Update a bunch of mappings in this thing. That can be used for batching.
Okay. Yeah, but if we update in place those entries in place, right, those 8 or 16 byte entries, then even if a partial write goes through, the rest of the page is going to be the same. We are only mutating like the entries that need to be mutated. So if a write goes through or doesn't go through, doesn't matter as long as our writes are all 16 byte.
Are you talking about the metadata page, the mapping page?
Yeah, the mapping page. Right, that one we won't need for the computing, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, whatever values we are writing there, it should be that metadata.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Okay, and mapping page will contain the actual the fonts will actually fill the content page.
Straight up backup is yes.
Yeah, it will just have like a offset and the big page has that content. That's it. Okay. Okay, sounds good. I'll probably sync up with them with that.
Even I was catching up on the DBS code. Yeah, first not being in touch with it for some time. Yeah,
ओहो
reading that's important, reviewing code. There was one thing that I saw in news changes that for creation of wall, I think so. There, the FE is not shared between the educator and the file
नाइस
system. And so we have to do FE add for the wherever the call breaks between the educator and the file system. So there,
तुम रश कर देते हैं ना
yes,
कि गाड़ मराओ तो अभी करो कुछ करना है तो
so in the callback, we are actually calling the counter, and the counter is calling the final function. So you have the FE is what the thread section equal to something to the being called. So they will get called in the wall setting. But I mean I can put that in the review comment. But my question actually was that why we have this kind of a case where the educator and the person doesn't have the same FE.
Yeah, I think this will be temporary now because at this point the test is using the DBS allocator, where the DBS will have its own FE, right? The actual allocator that will be the T page back allocator, right, which is working.
देखो कहाँ से गया देखिए
Will give the FE of whoever in the program. In this case,
नहीं भाई
controller FE will go to it.
हवा निकल गई है मेरी
I think this is for now. Even in the DBS, initially I had written the code that create the allocator also technically it's in FE, but then I deferred that for later to see because anyway that was going to be hidden, right? It's the backend part. It doesn't really care. It's not in the first part. And the TV page will have the same FE. So I think this FE ads will be, or the rewrite of the FE will be needed only for now. So if you see any concern there, maybe we can get the FE and the allocator also. But otherwise, yeah, this could just be maybe a no up otherwise. So if eventually once the DU page gets in place, with it.
That is true, but if this can somebody in the future might just try to use it and then. So I'll put up my comments.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. So I had not given it a serious thought earlier. Initially, like rate allocator did take an FE. Let me just check that. If that is straightforward, then maybe I'll do that. Just the bind them up and down in the DTS layer itself at a single place. But after I just can just assume.
यही तुम्हारे पिछले वाले को ही मारा अभी चला आया फिर तुम आपने ये तो गोल जाएगा हमें लग रहा है
Talking about we have to create educators and we have a create page educator also in DBS.
Yeah, so the expected flow is going to be that as part of bringing up a VDIS, we will create the allocator for the snapshot to effectively. That becomes like what used to be the block storage, it's the foundation level. On top of that, then we will create the wall, right? And then the wall will perform recovery, which will do the recovery of any B-tree file system and PU page.
B-tree उट्री पता है तुमको?
Then it will go ahead and instantiate the PU page allocator, allocator, backend allocator, and then that will be available for everyone. And similarly,
किसमें?
So that's it.
Just one thing about this. So like we will have the base, the global allocator, and then the between there will be a wall.
तुम्हारा कितना expected?
Right. Okay. So there will be a wall on the
space, the global allocator or the weighted allocator, and then on that wall we can't have both team page allocator and a P3 or anything else, because uh, if that B3 is going to use the team page allocator, because then the wall recover the wall, right? So when the wall is recovering, it is recovering both team page allocator and the B3. So I mean it can work, but we'll have to
Yeah, so correct. So the recovery will happen in an ordered manner. So first of all, the deal page by itself doesn't need the wall for its core functionality, for its allocation.
Yeah, it is needed for expiration working.
Correct. Right. And in terms of the order, like, yeah, we will, do this order. So basically, we will bring up the allocator and do its own recovery, which will be backed by that page, the log page that is done. Then the wall will be brought up on top of that, and it will perform its recovery, right, which will may have an expiration for a T page, but otherwise it will have all records related to file systems and B3s that were created using it. And then that wall pointer and team page allocator pointer will be given up to Forest for its B3 and file system, whichever it wants to create.
So the so basically my point was that expiration, which is will depend on what we can do,
देखे थे
and the B3. So like if B3 is recovering, at that point across the expired pages. So so today the allocator, how allocator works is unless you call finish recovery, the B3 or any other cannot allocate from that allocator. So if your page also has the same kind of behavior, then you
may. Yeah. So correct. So the op that I was referring to earlier, which is the DBS recovery op.
Bye, sir.
Essentially finish the wall recovery and invoke finish recovery on the underlying team page allocator and in the reverse.
अच्छा था भाई.
So essentially the finish recovery will be done after that recovery underlying. After which the B3, any new B3 allocations or file system allocations will be allowed. They will not even be created. The only time they'll be created is as part of the wall parser, when it creates it to perform a recovery for something that is pending in the wall, and then either roll forward or roll back and shut down that, right? And finally, it will. So it will be similar to how we do component recovery today at a startup, right? And then a finished recovery will happen. But I will definitely include you in the review. Exactly, that's the part that I plan to work on, the recovery order. And so, yeah, if things come up, I will think about it. But otherwise, I'll keep you in the loop in that review. So please do take a look. And if there's anything you're missing, we can work together and get it. That's the plan for this. So I'll get in touch with you with those changes.
And then is anybody working on the P3 management of
I already published the create.
साला.
Oh, is it? Okay. Okay, so okay. Have you added a new config there? FPS with the platform config.
Yeah, that was already added by coverage in previous stage. I'm just using it the same.
Okay. So yeah, I was thinking
Nice.
some of the configuration stuff like so we were thinking to not to show bits, not keep the whole 64 bits in the separator of intermediate, right? Turn it down to 48 bits. That kind of configuration can go in this config of CD, and then you can pass it down to the VP.
Yeah, that's why I created it as a flat buffer rather than just a PN to say it's sensitive so that it has such global configuration.
तो हमको रेड का हम गिराए कहाँ, हम टैकल किए हैं.
DBS, so it can do whatever it wants with this config, pass it down to the object when it's instantiated.
बाबा बहन का लौड़ा है क्या थोड़ा.
And this one more thing about this
बैठ जाते हैं भाई.
Some time ago we had this discussion that everything outside the allocator will now be offsets, and they won't be called IDs because only the allocators will understand the IDs.
So now we've decided to switch it back to how the clock store works today. Effectively,
the offset or the block ID set of
आधा कहाँ दी भाई? तीन है.
full
तीन
row
तीन.
which are going to be forfeited as shared to the block store. So which means that all the code continues to do block store util block ID to offset and offset to block ID, which is identity, and the consumers can then use them as such. So I think all the references which are there, which now passed on to the backing store, they are back to offsets out there because the backing store expects offsets. So we do the same. And in the configuration, I think most places it is kept similar to what it used to be. Like for example, at some places where we did store block ID in the config for something like B3 or something, that we are storing the same on the offset. So that's up to the user now, like in the config what you want to store, but they are identity in that sense. Okay.
So out of the allocator, what we get is the offset only. And when
Is the
ID
yes.
offset is same.
Is the same.
Get rid of those functions. Block ID,
Yeah.
block offset.
Yeah. So I think Rohit and I had also discussed briefly this, and I think he also had the same opinion that this was created earlier, thinking that might be a use, but now they are not. So we could do like one tweak and just remove this, make them the same across the board. But the new changes that I have added, I have tried to keep it similar. So somebody reading Blockstore and reading this will look the same, right? We'll do exactly the same conversions, although they are not doing anything. They're just returning the same value. But yeah, we could do that, and we could pass and just remove those conversions and just indicate that the
दो का तो gap होना ही चाहिए भाई.
even if eventually we could standardize them.
Yeah, so for now, I think just create a ticket and maybe give it to somebody new who starts working with it.
Yeah. Sounds good. So then one thing to consider would be for any new changes that we do, we could stop calling the conversion block ID to offset to block ID. We just start using it directly. Or would you want to
No,
keep that?
I would prefer that. No, I would prefer that because there could be places where I am used to that. So I also want it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah. I think Rohit, I think we had also discussed it. He was fine with it, right? We could remove that. Yeah. Get it out of it. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Sure.
So last week I made the changes to scan off, app scan off to accept the minimum node ID to scan. Sorry, minimum honor ID to scan.
बहुत तगड़ा.
So then I'm working on the release point.
But he didn't make the perfect connection. That's why he's missed the target there.
And also, if anyone can take a look at the doc I had for the conversion of non-tau B3 to tau B3 for DR. At least because proto changes where I can start working on those changes as well.
Yeah, Ashwin, I had done one pass, but then I could not continue. Yeah, so I'll pick it up again. Yes. Yeah.
So other than that, for the Cerebro, at least for the first release, we will do what? For instance, for say sync graph, we will do whatever we did for Neptune, right?
Yes.
So we have to make those changes also, right? Can be major change, but
तो दिख रहा था ना कि बॉल दिख ही नहीं रही थी न तुमको ना हमको.
and the offload gets drained, you have to do the snapshot of the B3 at that point, right?
साला 1-3 से
What is happening already at the moment? I think what we
today we take a snapshot on the array. So we should at that point we should do the same B3 snapshot.
Yeah. So there are two parts. One is that we would create a new B3, effectively take a video snapshot on our side, which is essentially creating a new B3 for that particular new leaf that we are creating, and we then issue the data snapshot, which is now ignored, right?
and the part where we are doing a data snapshot, we will not be doing. So the op basically needs to skip over invoking the array snapshot if the using distributed blocks to field is true for the metadata or data, right, in the op. So I think that's the only change. So I in fact had this change a while back, but then after Navy made changes for this thing, right, where the oplog had to defer the snapshotting until later, I had not done a rebase against that. So I think we can take a fresh look now at that. But yes, that part we have to address. Similarly for clone, we will not be doing volume creation. Right? We'll not do a snapshot of the metadata volume, of the creation of a new metadata volume in that one also. So you'll have to fix the boards, yeah. So this is something that, yeah, if you would like to, this definitely would take this topic and take this. And you did make some change around this, right? I remember.
Yeah. I didn't handle the PR part. This then secret part. I handled only the other part. Beyond considering the upload. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had taken one pass at that thing. I think I addressed the comment, so you can take one more.
Oh, it's still pending? Oh, yeah. So, sorry, I didn't realize. Okay. I'll take a look, yeah. I'll check that, yeah. I thought that was done already. Okay. Sounds good. And then we can follow suit on the PR change, yeah, for this the upload training, yes.
Oh. That's all from me, sir.
Okay, sure. Sure. Yeah, I have a few reviews out for the DC, the DC develop ID.
तुमने देखा था जब वहां से हमने पास दिया था यहाँ को,
इसके साथ
क्या सेक्सी पास था भाई. रुको रुको.
And the clearance just isn't good enough. Giving up possession in a dangerous area, just poor defending all round.
And the final whistle is sounded. The champions have been crowned, and now the party can truly commence.
Well, they're entitled to celebrate. They've been really good throughout the season, and let's give some credit to the manager.
Mandar?
He's got the best out of this team.
बस इसी के लिए तब से वेट कर रहे थे.
Yes. So there was a question about the last on the.
अरे वो उन्होंने शुभम बोला, हम यहाँ पे गेम खेल रहे थे, फिर हम थोड़ा रुके, फिर देखे कि कोई नहीं बोल रहा है तो मतलब मेरा ही बोला गया है. हम बोले क्या है, we have been working on test plan and understanding the feat. That's it.
Updating storage object, which is based on a standard.
6.2 हो गया expected goal.
Can be edited.
भाई टैकल्स देखो 14 में से 12 वॉन.
Different discovery IP, right? During the update.
भाई एंड में तो 8-3 ही हो गया ये.
So does that mean that there are multiple discovery IPs and different volumes and different?
अच्छा लगा ना, तुमको भी अच्छा लगा होगा.
How do we handle this for viewers?
आएगी तो है.
I think we would kind of keep it similar. So there also we take a discovery IP. Right?
Yeah. So then
कब मिल गया?
In fact, the IP and then username and credentials. But
है क्योंकि हम भी खेल रहे हैं ना.
We don't let them go ahead because.
तो साथ साथ लर्निंग भी हो रही है. तुम देखो कुछ चीजें जो हम अच्छी करते थे वो खराब हो गई है मेरी. हम पहले नहीं, तुम देखो पहले क्या करते थे हम, डी के अंदर जाने के बाद पास करते थे ज्यादातर. अब हम गोल सीधे मार दे रहे हैं, जो पहले किया करते थे वो नहीं काम करता था. अब फिर से वो पासिंग वाला काम कर रहा है, बिना पास वाला काम कर रहा है.
IP of the array itself, the API IP. So is there a workflow where we allow changing, like the customer re-IPs the pure storage box?
अब किससे खेला जाएगा?
IP, would we allow to change it on the external storage box?
We do expect the same because we have already been using that. So we query the storage.
चलो मेसी वर्सेस रोनाल्डो करते हैं.
Okay. Got it. So here, I think the discovery re-IP, see, this cannot be I would imagine this won't be a live thing, which means that if the IP changes, the connectivity to existing NVMe volumes that we have from our side will break. Right? It will not be a rolling or the graceful re-IP for them, for the array vendors. So if they do that, all our existing connectivity is gone. Now, in that sense, when they come here and they change the IP and then we do a rediscover, we would expect two things, right? One is that we should be able to see the volumes, and similar to Realm and Pod, the equivalent of this, we should be able to see the same volumes that we had previously encountered. And that way, we will restore connectivity, and then the process will just start, right? We will find pre-existing volumes with existing data and metadata, and just start using them. I think the IP change might be required because the workflow of re-IP would be there. The customer may want to change the array IP for the existing cluster.
बहुत गंदा
Now to
किया
your
है.
question whether there can be multiple discovery IPs, that I don't know. If we do allow that in any NVMe topologies, most likely there'll be one.
बहुत बढ़िया.
But even for API, we take one, right? Do we allow like a list of IPs for any the API? Only one. Okay. So we could stick with that, and the ability to change should be given, right? So that otherwise we are stuck, right? Because if we can't create a new object because there is existing data, we want to reuse the volumes that are already there. It might be simpler to allow an update here.
Okay, so just to clarify, I understood correctly. During an update, users can enter a different discovery IP, which is a re-IP use case, and then basically the volumes that were already there in the update will still be shown. They are not removable anymore. And any new values that get discovered can be added to the object.
Can be added, yeah, if they want, if they choose to, yes, yeah. Which will be similar to even if the IP had not changed and they see some new volumes, they can choose to include them in the BS, yes. That will remain.
So just to understand, so this re-IP essentially is the reference to those volumes of things, but essentially if there were, let's say, 10 volumes that I have discovered before, and the volumes don't change. If I re-IP, I'll still see those 10.
Yeah, correct, yeah. You should see them, yes. Because, so there could be, like these are the places where there can be user errors, right? So one is that the IP is not reachable, so that will be the first thing. If it is reachable, the expectation would be that it will land in the same array, and the whitelisting that they have done for our cluster NQN is the same, and so all those volumes should show up, right? So those would be the debugging or troubleshooting that the array vendor would have to do if this is not. From our point of view, now what I'm thinking, one thing is coming to mind is that is there a way for us to do some validation that everything that we were seeing before is still visible, right? So I think from that, I guess will start happening because given a DBS object, we would likely show the health of the volumes that are associated with it. And the fact that we cannot either discover them or the network connectivity itself is bad would show the volume in a degraded state, right? Basically unreachable. So I think that would be sufficient. So if there's any error, either in the IP itself or in the presence of the volume after the re-IP, both should flag as a missing volume in that existing DPS.
बेइज्जती गोल हो गया है दोनों लोग का.
Volume to be there. Because it's already a format for DPS.
Okay.
So I think that should be sufficient. So that just the general health that we show at DBS will capture any error in this path also.
And during update, if I'm basically trying to fetch the list of volume.
अरे यार.
I don't get to see the already saved volume.
क्या?
Will that happen again?
That's what user. So now that's what I'm wondering if we can do the validation. So one possibility is to just discover Caster anyway. And Caster is aware that this is a pre-existing DBS object. One thing it could do is that from Zeus config you have the DBS object and its volume IDs, right? The NGO IDs of the ones that you have already used. So in the response of the discovery, we can do a validation that are all of them present or not. If not, then we could fail the request and then you could back out, right? You could, because I'm guessing this change would be committed after you get a response from Caster, right? The IP change. You do a discovery on the new IP, and if you get a success, then you would commit to it in your config. If not, you can roll back. So that could be something we can explore. Like maybe the validation can be done online because we know at least which volumes we want to make sure they are present in the new response from the new AP.
I'm also interested to not just send like Jordan or Estes.
Yeah, this is actually so today's update also works in a similar fashion. So it would be the same. So the drone would get the same errors that it gets today for pure.
Okay, then that's good. And the other question is about, so for a pre-qualified vendor, if we had this option, right, that you could say that I want to create a DBS on this pure objective, let's say.
Yeah.
So I chose a storage capacity for the DBS, which is a mandatory thing that we said. Now,
तुम ही से गोल मरवा देंगे.
Yes. Yeah, because this would be the way that they will expand the data store. Right? If they want to go from 556 to 512, they would set it here. And then as a result of this, we would go and issue and expand on the volume, section volumes, or we will add a new volume, however, whatever is possible from our side as a result of this.
But can they reduce the capacity?
No. Yeah, actually, yeah, I would. I mean, theoretically, if it's not getting used, you could, but reduction is always tricky because we kind of have a file system on it, right? So I think we should just allow reduction, just allow increasing.
Yeah. That kind of maybe messaging on
Yes. Yes.
And Green had a comment here, using for brownfield scenarios.
Yeah.
This is if you upgrade and you have the pre-existing pure storage, external storage there, then would this box would not show up then, right? In that case.
Yeah, that's why I didn't quite understand like, what was the scenario growing, but maybe I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, even if you have a pre-created, suppose you upgraded to this Janus version where we support DBS and the customer already had a external storage of say PowerFlex or Pure, if they were to come to this box and set a positive value, we will go ahead and create a DBS instance on top of that. Right? Yeah, it's fine. Right? It doesn't change anything for the existing volumes. All the one-to-one volumes just stay the same. And we can start enabling DBS, say, because we want to transition to using it for metadata, right, after the upgrade, which is something that we are also planning. So maybe this makes sense, right? It would start and you would show that there is no DBS, right? This checkbox would be unchecked on an upgrade, but one could go and edit and check it and then set a size, and then we will go ahead and provision one on the existing external storage without requiring any other work from the customer. So I think that would be a good thing to have, yes. And then the same validations beyond that. After that, you can keep increasing as needed. It can be done. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got the answers to this.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I see Sam is flying to rescue today. So, any updates from QA folks? Stehong, Rishabh, Julie?
Yeah, we're just still working on task plan.
Okay.
इसी के साथ हम काम कर रहे हैं.
Thanks, man. Amar?
So I have to create wall changes and the Medusa Forest option change pending merge. The Medusa Forest option, I'm getting some new test fields, so I'll look into that. And for the create wall, I saw that remember about this change where we made changes to the wall constructor to have a wall parser. So that I need to talk to the Braves about, because I think we need to have a custom wall parser CD passed to the wall parser. So that I don't know how it will look like. So we discuss that.
Yeah. So we will instantiate that in the VDISC controller, right? And as part of that, because that logic will then the VDISC logic to perform the recovery of the records that it finds in the wall, and then that will pass down to this one. Yes. So we can talk today in the same context. But I think from your point of view, it will simply be that you will receive a pointer to this in your options, similar to the other things that you're receiving, like the wall. Right? I'm guessing
चलो
the
भैया,
wall is replaced the wall.
डबल बेइज्जती गोल हो गया मेरा.
The wall content. Probably replacing. Yeah. Yeah. No, we were already
सुसु
using it a wall
बहुत
point,
तेज.
right? In the constructor.
जल्दी से हाफ टाइम वो मूत के आएंगे.
Yeah. No. You are talking about create B3, right? Yeah. Or create wall. This is create wall.
Create wall.
सुसु कर क्या रहा है?
Create wall is just for the create wall when it affects the internal wall.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, let's stop here. So you can expect that it will be created by the user. In this case, the Windows controller and pass it to you. So let's figure out. You just need to take the pointer and pass to the constructor that's on your pointer there. Yeah.
Then you alert to that for now and construct one in the test.
Yeah. And then I think we had one more tool we had discussed in the ticket about that checkpoint CD, right? We also
that was the checkpoint.
Yeah, that also be master the application because all that is application logic. Then the lower layer is its upper layer knows how to interpret and what other records to pass to you. So yeah, but let's stop today and close this. Yeah. Also, if needed, then for now you can just put null pointers so that you can checkpoint what you have, right? And then it can be added on top also, right? Because nobody's using it right now, so it's fine. It won't break anything. So you feel free to do that. If you're already got right +1 and everything is done, you could check in and then this thing be added as a new change.
And I also published the creativity rules on Reddit. I'm waiting for the reviews on that. So there we have, so I discussed with Pradeep. So the current code that I published, we have a leak there because I finalized the allocation and then I updated the confirm entry. So if there's a crash in between, then you can leak the blocks that were allocated for that. So we instantly put our added
This is in the context of using a direct allocator based allocator, not a name block, right? You switch to that. Okay, yes. In that case, we need a tentative somewhere to know that we were in the process of creating this. Yeah. So,
अरे भोसड़ी के ससुर. हेलो रत्नेश.
Like what all are tentative engineering until the
yeah, because we do have a wall already. We will always get a
क्या
wall
चीज?
also, so we could use that. But let's discuss. Let's not do anything. Let's discuss what because
अच्छा,
I would
अच्छा.
not want a scan. Let's not do anything based on scans. You should know exactly what you are doing before the restart and just recover it as needed.
अरे यार.
Where this recovery is going to be taken before. So let's see. Yeah, we can talk and figure out what's the best option. Yeah, because the same would apply to even the other thing. Like I remember I was telling about file system. I wanted a similar thing, but we have a name block, so at least that doesn't happen. But the name block can leak if the file system never gets recreated again. Then that name block is just sitting around it forever. Nobody will clean it up. So we have got a similar. So we can discuss one common workflow for both, right? And then which will, basically there'll be some kind of create tentative update, and that can be applied to both file system and volumes to clean up any pending creations. Okay. So let's catch up on this one also today.
Sure. I also have the destroy reviews in this. I was planning to upload a subsequent patch after the PvP. So I'll do that as well. Once an initial set of reviews is done, I'll also put a destroy review of it. And the caster changes, I was able to sort with the list volumes and the create, but I'm getting some unit test failures. I'll try to resolve that and I'll set up a cluster for everyone to test the API one. So at least like the day zero setup, things will be tested and tested.
ये देखो ये डिफेंडर था कि वो था पता नहीं. कौन था ये?
Other than that, I had the lineage ID changes in the back burner in this controller. So that also I'll restart.
तुम कॉल पे हो तो ये तो तुम्हारा कंसंट्रेशन सही है कि नहीं है क्या? बहाने में आएगा ये?
So I think Cerebro needs to be aware of the lineage ID field and I think the replicate for some workflow we need to make sure that the lineage ID gets taken care of.
You mean that V3 ID?
Well, that's a real shame.
We trade, yeah.
Oh, right, sorry, yeah, we
Yeah,
Just took too long to
yeah,
play.
correct. I think our requirement is that it should be set from the very beginning and then carried over to every clone or snapshot from originating from there. And I think DR workflows, there are cases where things get created right on a setup. You will just create a new VDIS as part of the application. I guess assigning the V3 ID for such origination points is what needs to be done. And because there it may not be the target creator of creating it, it could be something out of band that's creating that VDIS to start with.
Well, he's gone short with it.
Yeah, something.
Can he finish? That is how to keep it out of the net.
Sounds great. Yeah. So, yeah. Good. So we can catch up on the open items. Otherwise, I'll take care of your reviews. If anything's waiting on me, I'll close them today.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. Great.
Madam, you can go.
Keeping it in play.
Yeah. So this week I was again pulled into 7.5 issue. After that, I added 20 reviews.
बहुत सही भाई साहब.
Aggregator class. And it is just pending as a final review. And apart from this, I reviewed multiple changes of performance related to the selective garbage collection logic.
Well, just look at how poor the defending is here. But I have to say, it's still a very tidy finish. He
Very
was
good.
really
Yeah.
assured there.
Thanks for the John.
That often. 5-3.
Yeah, so last week I was asked to look at some blocker issues and also some on calls. But besides that, I was doing code reviews for Picard and Street for garbage collection, and Mazin for his stats computation, his aggregator changes. I uploaded a change for VIA selection for the stats computation related to set of selected features, and I'll continue work on that one as another change to distribute the work of distributing the VITAS across different map tasks, and also to emit the VBlock information for the reducers.
Okay.
Now with Ronaldo.
Thanks, John. I think we covered everything. If anybody has any updates, please. If not, you can follow me.
Short corner routine.
So one quick question. We support, sorry, one quick question. So we support adding new volume after the DBS is configured. How about for existing volume? Do we support expand their capacity?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, we will support both. Yes, extension of existing up to whatever the storage array can allow, and the addition of new volumes. Yes, both.
खतरनाक भाई.
And there will be two variants, right? When for a pre-qualified vendor, this will be just automatically done, right? It will be our decision whether we want to extend or add more. And then for a generic NVMe, it will be up to the vendor. They may add a new volume or they may extend the existing, and then we will just discover those and start using them. So there will be two variants. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, man. I think they are good, right? For today?
No.
I have a general comment about the create functions and anywhere constructors, wherever constructors are involved. So in my recent experience, I've seen that the options way of taking the arguments through constructor is much more flexible than taking all the arguments separately.
Yes.
So I was just looking at at Amol's change for creating the V3, and I see that you are not taking the options, and V3 has lots of options. I think again there also what we can do is we can directly take the options struct which the V3 takes in the create function, and then we can just pass it on. And then wherever we can use options, I think we should use options. So it's much more flexible.
Okay, yeah, I'll make that change.
Thanks.
Good point. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, we'll catch up next week.
भैया जी हमारी मीटिंग खत्म हो गई।
Just 20 minutes remaining now. Leao. Rodrigo de Paul. Oh, managing to beat it. Is it going to be?
अरे यार
Oh, keeper dealt with it.
यार रत्नेश कितने दिन बाद 2007 गोल का मौका मिल रहा है तुमको और तुम छोड़ दे रहे हो। एकदम गोल था ये। पता नहीं सुन भी रहे हो कि नहीं।
No one able to do any damage with it. Ronaldo threading it through. Well, that's going to go down as offside.
Well, he couldn't quite release it quickly enough, and the flag went up.
Superbly read and executed. Pepe. Ruben Dias. Ronaldo. Well, he's given us away. And a clear foul, but the referee letting the play flow. Well, a good tackle. Oh, this looks useful. Can they convert? A majestic piece of goalkeeping there.
That's goalkeeping at its best. He's so hard to beat from that sort of range.
And played short. Timely intervention. Pepe. Bruno Fernandes has it. Leao. And the decision offside here. Well, they've decided to make a change. De Paul. Messi. Will it be? In it goes! To rubber stamp it once and for all.
हे साला
Well, here's the replay. He does well to find that bit of space in the box, and then he shows a lot of composure to finish it off. That's a good goal.
Ronaldo. This could be troublesome. And there it is, a goal. But will it be purely a consolation at this stage of the proceedings? They haven't been at their best. Neither side shy about shooting in this match. Vitor Ferreira. Portugal finding space on the wing and angling it back. Oh, dealt with by the goalkeeper. And with play stopped, they will make the change now. And it's gone behind for the corner. Who can he pick out? Relatively straightforward to mop up defensively. Well, they might be able to launch a counter-attack. In with a chance. And the keeper nowhere to be found. Not that he's complaining.
कीपर कहाँ था?
Well, here's the
अरे कीपर उधर है।
in the end. But where was the defending? That's just not good enough.
कीपर उधर था।
3 minutes of added time here. Chances on. And there it is. A goal. But will it be purely a consolation at this stage of the proceedings? They haven't been
अबे यार
Well, you have to ask, where's the defending? The keeper is completely exposed, but he still had to finish it, and he did it really well. It's a good goal.
Dybala. Well, he must get rid of the ball. And he's broken free. In position.
नहीं हुआ था।
The referee ends the contest, and the champions
नहीं तो कितना अच्छा लगता कि यार 7-8 पे इज्जतदार हार होती मेरी।
Surprise. After last season, I was expecting them to win today. But that
भाई रोनाल्डो 4 गोल मारा इसमें।
in the next game, that's for sure.
अब तो नींद आएगी। अब भैया एक्सपेक्टेड गोल भी 6.6 है। शॉट्स 15-15। ओ भाई साहब 15 गोल में 100 एक्यूरेसी। पास से 100। देखो टैकल्स भी कम हो गए। डिफेंडिंग देखी जाए, बीटन बाय ओपोनेंट 32-31। हम ज्यादा बार बीट हुए हैं तभी यार। तुम डिफेंसिव डुअर ज्यादा हुआ ना तुम्हारा। हाँ डिफेंस तुम्हारा अच्छा लगा। एक कलुआ ये कौन है? आर लायो। हाँ LM है ये। पुर्तगाल से थोड़ा चैलेंज मिलता है। पुर्तगाल से हारते हैं हम। हमने नोटिस किया है ये। हम चलो फिर से पुर्तगाल लूंगा। इस मैच में काम कर रहे थे क्या हम लोग? हम काम कर रहे थे क्या इस मैच में? नहीं घंटा कर रहे थे, सुन रहे थे बस थोड़ा बहुत। मुंह निकाल दी भाई तुम मेरा। टैक्टिक्स भी चेंज करूंगा। नहीं काफी बुरी तरह से। अरे नहीं यार कुछ कंट्रोलर में खराबी है। फॉर्मेशन तो नहीं चेंज करनी चाहिए हमें। 1 मिनट। करंट कुछ और कैसे है? डिफॉल्ट इनका 5-2-3 है। चलो इस पे खेलते हैं। चलो
Fitting backdrop for a match of massive significance.
Well, nights like these are just what you hope.
अबे यार तुमने ये तुम्हारे साथ भी होता है कि मेरे साथ ही? ये पता करना था हमको
At the microphone and sitting alongside me is the former Arsenal, West Ham
कि
and Coventry
हमने ये नोटिस किया है
and with the atmosphere really built, Ronaldo. Bernardo Silva. And it's opening up. Can he take advantage?
हाँ
Loose. Well, nicely cut out. Now what can they do with the ball?
Well, so close to seeing an early goal here. It's a great save, you have to say.
A wonderful goalkeeping moment. Now, will he be put to the test again here? The Argentina first team. Lionel Messi starts with Angel Di Maria on the flanks. And the idea is to have just the one striker up there trying to pose problems for the opposition.
Oh, he can score here, Derek.
He's blocked it. Messi. Alvarez. On to Messi. Did well to win the ball back. Well, we love to watch Bernardo Silva whenever we get the chance. What kind of performance might we see from him in this one, Stuart?
लंबी बैठ जाते हैं।
Attribute is just knocking it past the defender.
मैच ही हो जाए पांचरा।
The ball and get it to the far post. That's what he's best at doing.
पक चूतिया.
Some of the fans are screaming, have a go. And they trouble the opposition this time. Well, nothing comes of it. It looked promising. Otavio.
छोड़ दिया हमने. छोड़ के चल दिए.
McAllister. Going well. Might be a chance here. Still alive. And in the end, no damage done. They do like to press whenever they can. Intercepted effortlessly. Pepe. And Palinha with it. He's given it straight to the opposition.
जब भी हम लॉग पास करने की कोशिश करते हैं, मार देते हैं. अबे यहाँ तो प्लेयर ही नहीं.
Bernardo Silva. Are they going to forge ahead? And a goal! That will do it. They've been pushing for it, and now they've been rewarded.
हाँ, लेकिन बड़ी मुश्किल से भी.
Response will we see from them now? Dias. Considerable momentum, courtesy of Ronaldo. But what can he produce from here? Oh, the threat is there. They keep plugging away. Now the cut back. And it's 2 for home today. A masterful performance. The defenders unable
बात तो
to
सही कह रहे हो.
Well, let's look at this again. He's done superbly well to pick out a teammate here, and then the finish from Bernardo Silva demonstrates his ability to make the right run at the right time. What a good goal.
अरे
Real chance. And it's in. This game very much back on as a contest.
बेइज्जती गोल नहीं है. अभी बेइज्जती गोल वाली बात ही नहीं हो रही है. अभी मैच हो रहा है भाई.
Well, just look at the defending here. They just don't read the danger.
तुमने एक गलती पे तुरंत गोल मार दिया.
So the ball is rolling again. 2-1 the score. What's going to happen next?
चूतिया जाओगे.
Otavio. And he read it well defensively. Electing to shoot. Brilliantly blocked. And he did well to cut it out.
Nice.
Messi. See players waiting in the middle. A wonderful intervention. And the referee blows for a foul. Ruben Dias. It's with Joao Cancelo. Silva. And fine work by Argentina to recover possession. Now Molina. Oh, good vision. And it's gone in! The teams are separated by 2 goals now. You cannot say they don't deserve it.
Yes, पास अच्छा था. असिस्ट
Well, here's the replay. Watch how he goes past his man with
हाँ
change of pace. And this is Ronaldo at his best. He's composed, he shows great technique, and he just smashes it beyond the keeper.
And Argentina giving it away. Bernardo Silva. Now with Ronaldo. Ronaldo! And deflected beyond the byline, so a corner here. Well, thumped clear. Portugal have control of the ball again here. And nicely over the top. Oh, it comes to nothing in the end. Really should have made more of that.
प्रसार मेरे प्लेयर्स ने प्रसार क्रिएट किया कहाँ फेंक दी लागत चौथ बक
Enzo Fernandez. Ruben Dias. It's with Joao Cancelo. Portugal have possession once more. Good vision. Can he get onto this? And that is offside.
अरे यार
Defensive cover there on the flank. Decision offside here.
अबे
Possession. Really fine piece of defending play to break it up.
वहां से आके रोक लिया
Over the top, but it will go through to the
वो
keeper.
दिया सही ना
Dias. Bruno Fernandes has it. And just 1 minute of time added on for stoppages. And options in the centre. Chance for Bernardo Silva. Huge block.
हाँ भाई
Favouring the short one. Leao. The fans want to see a shot.
तक या कम से कम मारता तो
And there it is, the half-time whistle.
सिक्सटी 67% पोजीशन है साला हमसे बात करते हो तो जरूर कुछ खाते हो हैं
What was a dizzying first 45 from Portugal, you've got to
अबे छोड़ गई हमसे बॉल
match that performance in this half. Di Maria. He continues his run. He's in behind.
गजब गधों जैसा नहीं खेलने लगते हम गजब ही बदतमीजी करते हैं यार
Rodrigo de Paul. A bit wasteful from Argentina. Ronaldo. Well, great read there to intercept. Foul it is then. Well read to ease.
गोल किक तो हो गई
Ronaldo. And that's an excellent piece of defending to thwart it.
अबे यार ये क्या हो रहा है किरकार attacks come to a क्या बोल attack comes to an end attacks come to an end
Well, failure to keep the ball by Argentina. Ronaldo. Will it be? He's found the net.
प्यारा गोल बहुत अच्छा गोल
And as the replay shows, this is all about his ability to find space in the box, which then makes the finish look
Yeah,
so
man.
much easier. That's good play from him.
So the action underway again here, with Portugal very much in control. Well, there's a
अरे
to press high up. The danger not over. Took a nick on the way through, so a corner here.
चल हम दोनों साथ साथ
They're going for the short one. And the referee blows
ये
the
क्या हुआ
whistle. It is a free kick.
क्या हुआ क्या क्या की भाई तुम ऐसा
And so 30 minutes left for play in this one. Well, smacked against the crossbar. Goal kick here. And just losing control
वाह
of the ball, and it will be a throw-in. He read the situation defensively and did his job. Silva. And Portugal showing good wit. Bruno Fernandes. Goalkeeping of the highest order.
Well, he's got to be pleased with that save. It's absolutely magnificent.
And how about the short corner? Ronaldo. Decides to shoot. And just over the top in the air.
अरे मैं दब गया
The idea was good.
Well, good effort, you have to say, but it just doesn't come down in time.
वो जो गोल पड़ा था जो अच्छा प्यारा वाला गोल था उसमें भी एलोन दबा था लेकिन हल्का सा दबाया
Just look
वो भी गलती से ही हुआ था
and if they want
आहा!
to score a hatful of goals here.
Well, the attack just lost its momentum, and the keeper will collect. Well, good run and good ball control. Into the chance. Well, I must say, that goes down as a very disappointing effort.
अबे नहीं वो मेरा आगे आ गया ना प्लेयर
Well, not great from the keeper. Foul there. Free kick awarded.
हाँ भैया मिल गया तुमको भी फाउल
And the substitution will occur now.
हेयर्स तो हमने खड़े कर दिए भाई
Good effort here.
ओ भाई
Understandably, he wanted to give it a go, but straight at the keeper. And Portugal regaining possession. Dalot. Onto Otavio. Well, that's good defending. Well
तुमसे ही मार दिया
Back pass it was. 15 minutes of action. And Portugal have it back now.
अरे यार ये क्या दे रहे हैं हम? एकदम तुम्हारे पैर ही में दे रहे हैं।
Good looking attack launched by Ronaldo here. Ronaldo. And a good challenge to bring that attack to an end. Superbly read.
गजब हो रहा है ना? कितने इंटरसेप्शन होंगे इसमें?
Palinha. On the ball, Ruben Dias. Leao.
पेनल्टी। साला गोल मारता वो। तुम वहां मारे हमको डी के अंदर।
Players out there, Stuart.
Well, he's made a genuine attempt to play the ball.
And that is when you need your goalkeeper.
What is?
It's a short one. Leao. Palinha. And it's fallen for Ronaldo. No goal. It won't count. The flag was raised.
Well, he did finish it well, but I think everybody knew he was offside there.
Messi. And it took a little nick before it went over the touchline. So a throw in here. And intercepted it. Rafael Leao.
अरे यार
Ronaldo Silva. Might be a chance here. Still possibilities. Teammate and support. Crucial intervention just then amid impending danger. This might be ideal for the counter. Messi. Possession ceded by Argentina. That's an interesting pass. And a goal! He's doubled his total for the day. It's superb scoring form.
आखिरकार पुर्तगाल विजयी होते हुए रोनाल्डो काफी खुश।
A glut of goals. 5-1 it is. And a play for an Argentina throw. Well, a disappointing throw in there.
पूरा मतलब ही खराब कर दिया उसका। हमने फिर से कर दिया।
Rafael Leao. Leao. And quick thinking defensively. And that is going to be all. And a fantastic victory for them. 3 points picked up.
हाँ।
With Steven at the
लेकिन तुम देखो पिछली बार भी तो 6 गोल तो ही मारा ही थे पुर्तगाल वाले। तुम 8 गोल मार दिए थे बस। इस बार तुम गोल नहीं मारे हो बस।
It's going to be a really close contest.
Well, right.
Top class player today. Every time he touched the ball, he was a threat, and he worked so hard for the team as well. What a good display that was.
एकदम इस बार का वो देखो क्या परफेक्ट वाला वो है। बस शॉट एक्यूरेसी और होती तो हमने देखो पिछले मैच में भी नहीं। शॉट्स कितने थे मेरे? पता 15 ही थे शायद। हाँ तुम्हारे 15 में से 100 एक्यूरेसी थी। इस बार मेरे 15 है 60 एक्यूरेसी पे। और टैकल देखो 15 में से 14 बॉल। वाह। डिफेंडिंग देखते हैं। इंटरसेप्शन दिखेगा इसमें। बीटन बाय ओपोनेंट देखो इस बार तुम्हारा ज्यादा है। डिफेंसिव डुअल्स तो इस बार भी तुम ज्यादा है यार। तुम्हारा 34 है। ऑफेंसिव डुअल्स देखो मेरा 32 है, तुम्हारा 14 है। तुम अटैक किए ही कहाँ? अबे 64% तो पोजीशन थी मेरे पास। बॉल रिकवरी टाइम 5 सेकेंड। अबे 150 से ज्यादा पासेस किए भाई हम। मजा आता है ऐसा वाला देख के ना, जब स्टैट्स दिखता है। हम तो असली वाले गेम में भी खोजते हैं स्टैट्स दिखाए। कितना बचा? 11:30, चलो सोते हैं। और क्या ही चाहिए यार। लेकिन ये है कि अब ये वाला टूर्नामेंट कल तुम खेलने आओगे तो तुम्हारे वापस से फिर से तुम्हारा वो हो जाएगा। सोचो कल। नहीं, हम ना वहां बॉक्सिंग नहीं गए 1 महीना से। कल जाएंगे। कल जाओगे सुबह?